These swing thoughts work for a period of time, and then you have a few bad shots.
It is.
There you go. You start questioning it, and then you never get back what you had when you had that swing thought. Imagine you're throwing it really hard now, really hard. Yes. Now notice you're moving in a way that's creating... Because you had to early release, you were throwing that club out. That's the slingshot. So we're moving into that space left of the golf ball. You've never really lived left of the golf ball. You've always lived kind of behind it or in line with it.
Yeah.
And we're way in front. The ball's back there, and that's.
Like I've run out of things to try.
Right. you've hit a brick wall.
A fat wall. So your stuff really resonated. A lot of the things you've been talking about. You know, about discovering a swing, not really talking about positions.
No.
Obviously the ground force as well. You know.
So it's a bit of a reset, really.
A reset, and then really what I'd like is something that I can like take back with me.
Yeah.
And kind of work on, like start again. Because right now it's all over the place. Shank's bad.
Really?
Yeah.
You said it's shallow as well, so you're not really getting. You don't
No
get down
compression.
on it.
No. No. Again, I play with another good player, scratch golfer.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, just turn and turn. So I started doing that, and I could feel it. Because I was hitting a part of the club I'd never felt before.
Yeah.
Again, it lasts like 2 or 3 rounds, and then you hit a bad one. So then you stop doing that, and then I've tried to go back to that one because that was something that was like it really worked for me.
It resonated, yeah.
It was working. If I do that now, I shank it.
Right. Yeah, it's a funny old game, isn't it? Because these swing thoughts work for a period of time, and then, like you say, you have a few bad shots, you start questioning it, you shift your attention somewhere else, and then you never get back what you had when you had that swing thought.
So I wonder if it's like stuff you talk about as well, just it's that kind of mental thing. Like, so I'm just thinking about that, then all the other things go away. So it might not be that thing I'm thinking about, it's the fact that it's get rid of
It's the redirection.
everything else. So you like a hard shot where you're going round a tree, and you do it,
Yeah.
and then you've got 140 yards par 3, you're teeing it up, and you shank it out of bounds.
And that shot around the tree, on reflection, if someone said to you, "How did you do that, Graham?"
It's the intention
I don't
thing
know,
you
it's
speak
the
about.
intention.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get it around the tree. So you're thinking about how you're spinning the ball and what you're doing to the golf ball to make the shot, instead of thinking about what you're doing with your body.
Probably don't practice as much as I should because I don't feel I'm getting anything out of it. There's no correlation between the amount of practice and then how well I play golf or how well I hit a golf ball. I'd like to get that back where I would be working on something and knowing it's having a positive effect.
Then you've got a purpose for going to the range, motivation.
I just want to hit golf balls. Like that feeling of hitting a golf ball is, and honestly, it's important for me over there because golf kind of is your sanity.
Yeah.
So when you're playing good golf and enjoying it, your whole life is much better.
Benefits.
Plus,
yeah. Let's grab a club, just like a mid-iron.
it is.
There you go.
And I mean, this wouldn't be unusual either if one of them's come out.
Yeah.
All sorts of funny stuff starts happening.
Starts to scramble the system. Makes you start thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I can always tell, like, that's the shot I'll hit after a shank, like, could be hooded or...
Yeah, overcompensating. We all know what riding a bike feels like, or throwing a ball, or kicking a ball. We know what walking feels like. We know what movement feels like. Before we actually do it, it's a habit, basically. It's a form of a habit. So it's like, well, how do we recognise this behaviour? Because all it is behaviour, so we're just recognising this form of behaviour with the club. If things go amiss, we never recognise our behaviour, and the body misbehaves because we don't recognise it, so we can never actually regulate it. Think about it as keeping ourselves in check, really. So it's like, well, if you just set up to the ball again and just get ready to go, that's it. Right, hold it there, address the ball for me. Good. Now, what I want you to do is just take this hand off there, put that in there, okay? And I want you to now just imagine you're going to throw this ball. Just
at that target? Or
yeah, you can just imagine you're throwing the ball. That's it, yeah. That's it, relax the arm. Imagine you're going to throw it. Good. Okay, so it's a free swinging arm, yeah? In fact, let's take that hand away, put the hand in your pocket for me, the left hand. And now, take the club away, and now just imagine you're going to throw that side on. Just let it swing. Imagine you're going to throw it, not like a golf swing, you're going to throw a ball side on. Yes. Notice where it's swinging from.
Yep.
What do you feel there with the arm? Is it under tension? Do you feel, are you using your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder? What do you feel's?
I would say shoulder, but
shoulder,
then I can feel the legs as well.
And the legs, yeah. If you want to get more power, where would you go? So what would you do to throw it more?
Legs.
Yeah, so you're going to throw it harder.
Yeah.
Not going to let go, but imagine you're throwing it really hard now, really hard. Yes. Now notice you're moving in a way that's creating space.
Yeah.
And if you get ready, just hold the ball there, get ready to throw it. Notice you hold it in a way that's giving you space. Notice the arms just hanging. So if we were to just take that away and put the club in, does that feel a bit different?
Yes.
Okay. So, just to take the ball away there,
yeah.
I want you to imagine you've got the tennis ball in your hand.
Okay.
You've got the club in your hand, but now I want you to imagine you're throwing the tennis ball with the palm of the hand. Just in the air, don't hit the ground, just back and forth, little half swings, just like you're throwing the tennis ball again. What I want you to do now is I want you to just go back to your setup and put that arm in the place where you feel it's most comfortable to make that action. And don't move that now, and put your left hand in place now. And does that feel different?
Yes.
So now just make some little half swings, feeling that throw. Does that feel different?
Yep.
Back and forth now. Just use the throwing of the ball to simulate the swing. Then hold your finish. Now put the right hand on the golf club. Now swing back and through a few times to that same place, feeling that same action as if you were throwing. Back and forth. Different feeling?
Yep.
What's
Wider.
feel? It's what?
Wider.
Sorry, wider. Right. Have a couple of shots, Graeme. That's fantastic. Really, really good. Now, have a couple of shots to that finish. All I want you to do is hold the finish at the end that you felt there, feeling that throwing action to get you there. Hi everyone. Hope you're well. We've got a fantastic golf trip coming up. We had a brilliant trip at the Bawtry and another amazing trip in Turkey, our first international one, and now we've got another one coming up at the end of January, and it's in Abu Dhabi. If you follow the link below, you can get all the information. It's going to be an amazing time, an amazing location, obviously fantastic weather, 4 days of full intense coaching, the full experience. I hope you can make it. Check the details, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Well done, and again.
That's different.
Different feeling.
Yep, different noise.
And let your belt buckle rotate now. Let's use the feet to rotate. That's it, yeah, good. Because your hips are your power generators, and your hips need your ankles, and your feet are helping ankles move. So without the lower body, you ain't going to get the power from here, which means you have to go somewhere else. And this is why it triggers this early release. Notice there's a weight transfer that rotation creates, a weight transfer the rotation needs. You've got to go to shift to rotate. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So keep going for it, but use the board a bit earlier now, so then on the way through, so border goes earlier, then you can rotate. Yes. Got to really shift now. Yes. Feel that momentum?
Yep.
Okay, so that shift turns into a bow rotation of the body. This linear movement here, this lateral, which very quickly, once you put the brakes on, transfers through to a rotation, through an angular. It's like throwing a ball, you're moving this way first, then you put the brakes on to use the ground to fire that sequence which rotates the body. So this turns into this. Okay, what we haven't had this, we've just had the rotation. We only had the rotation with the upper body, not the lower body, because you've not probably felt your pelvis move that much before. You've been moving the pelvis by moving your torso, as opposed to moving the pelvis to then move the torso the other way. Still looks like your swing, but it looks very differently on the arms now, are starting to react. Throw it back with the hips of the body. Let's use the body to throw it. Yeah. So kind of knew that was going to be good. You can tell a good swing from the first couple of from the first movement. So it's like you know what's going to happen straight away. Let the club come down, that's it. So you've got this freedom to your movement on the way back, and then a very stable finish at the end you can watch the golf shot with. Nice. It's a big leap of faith just starting to let your body move when it's not being used to doing it, because it feels so unstable and it's like, it feels excessive. And you're like, oh my God, it's like, I've got to stay more stable to strike the ball. Before the balance pad hits the top of its backswing here, you've already gone the other way. That's what changes the direction. Yes, and you'll feel it through the shoulder. That's it, yes. Lovely. That's awesome, Graeme. That's the slingshot. So we're moving into that space left of the golf ball. You've never really lived left of the golf ball. You've always lived kind of behind it or in line with it.
Yeah.
And we're way in front, the ball's back there, and that's where we need to be. Excellent. So it's your body that's moving the low point, not your arms and club. You're creating the conditions to then use the ground, release the club through the low point. Well done. Excellent. Want it later. Like that. That's awesome.
Shot.
Different feeling?
Yeah, you beating George saying that, you know it's getting somewhere.
Notice the ball flight's lower.
Yeah.
And it's a stronger flight.
I can feel it,
Further. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even sure that I'm doing it.
Doesn't matter, okay? Because you are, to a degree. There's a sequence emerging. Although it feels really awkward and uncoordinated at first, doesn't matter really. All you're doing is you're taking your body through that space. It will join the dots as you do it more and more. You can throw it back a bit further, gives you more time to drop. So you throw it back, then you can drop. Awesome. Now, we can get more drop by letting this go lower. You can squash the tennis ball using this shoulder. Yes, feel the weight into that tennis ball. Because now you're using your body mass. When you're tipping the board, you can be flexing and flexing and flexing, ready to spring. Yeah. Awesome. Well done. It's a mad feeling, isn't it?
Yep.
So the later you can leave the club, the more you can throw it behind and leave it. Lets the body operate. That's brilliant.
So the feelings there is just club behind and, and get over there.
Perfect, because when the club's behind, you can move. Once you start releasing this, the body has to stop. It's done. You just rely on the club now, doing hopefully the right thing. Very good.
So I know that's...
Yeah, not rotated, yeah. So you identify the variables that you need to change more precisely. You can self-diagnose better. That's perfect. And you did that, so you diagnosed what was going on and adapted the change you needed, because you can sense it, you can feel it, and you're using the outcome. That's matching feel to real. It's brilliant. Well played. And that's telling you can do it more.
Yep.
So your waggle straight away has got some meaning behind it. That is beautiful. The golf shot's talking to you all the time.
Sure.
You've just got to be listening to it. Beautiful. Face rotation.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yep. So waggle with the face rotation a bit more. What's it going to feel like? Yeah, it's going to be closing behind you.
Yep.
Yeah, with the flail. That's it. Awesome. That's a golf shot. You're self-regulating here because you're able to close the face. Before, if you'd have tried closing the face, it would have moved your low point even further back. So you'd have been fatting it more and thinning it more. You'd have got it straighter probably, but it would have been, your strikes would have been all over. And because you had to early release, you were throwing the club head out. That's where your shanks are coming from.
Really?
You're throwing the club out that way, as opposed to it being here and then getting thrown out later and rotating. So it's a 1, 2. The 2s are, that's it. Yes, that's it. And then spring. There we go. It's going to be so late. You can almost decide when you want the 1, 2, 3. The 4 can be so much later or earlier. It's up to you. Look how far forward you struck the mat there, and that wasn't possible earlier. Because most people who can strike the mat over here, by the time they get over there, they're going left because they're doing this to get over there. Yes. Well done.
Jesus.
Shot.
No, shot.
person.
That was very different.
So you feel that first, and only when you've done that do you then rotate. Now keep it in front of you, and then shift back. So let's feel what the shift's like. It's a big shift, it's a big sway, and then you move. That's what it'll feel like compared to normal. Keep going for me. So if you wanted to swing more to the right, just shift towards me more. There you go. That's how you can directly swing out towards me. That's awesome. Well done, Graeme. Ball flight down, divot after the ball. That's awesome.
That feeling. Same thing
Is
with
it?
this.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
That was amazing. Well done. Such a strong flight that. You de-loft in the club, but your body movement is stabilising it, so it's not going to just do this. So you can control your trajectory. Everything needs everything else.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to work with.
Brilliant. Shall we finish on that one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Graeme, pleasure. Thank you very much. Brilliant. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, everything I hoped for, really.
Brilliant, mate. Awesome.
Just
Just practice, isn't it now?
Yeah, just give me something.